Hello, welcome to the Chris Davis Show. I'm your host, Chris Davis, and today we're going to talk about the GOP Senate's attempt to repeal the Affordable Care Act again. So, late last night into the early morning, the GOP Senate tried to repeal ObamaCare with their repeal only plan, but it failed. This would be their seventh attempt. Now, the defects for the loss are from John McCain, Susan Collins from Maine, and Lisa Murkowski. Those are the three Republicans that defected from the Republican Party to vote with the Democrats. All right, so their repeal failed. Mitch McConnell made a speech saying that it's time for them to move on from health care reform, that they need to reach across the aisle, work with Democrats, that the partisanship isn't working, and that he would like to hear from the other aisle. Chuck Schumer then spoke up and said that they're not happy about the failure of repeal. They're relieved that Republicans and Democrats do need to work together. That they need to both take share of the blame and responsibility and start working like they used to in a bipartisan manner. Now, what I want to talk about is maybe like why they failed. There's so many reasons for why the repeal failed. People say that it was because of Donald Trump's tweets, that he said something about Lisa Murkowski, that he messed with John McCain when he said that he didn't like soldiers that were captured. Lisa Murkowski, I don't know much about, but for John McCain, I think he saw the light. After going to the doctor, doing the brain surgery for his brain cancer, to me, he saw like how expensive this is, and maybe he could afford this operation, but a normal middle class or lower class family who had cancer wouldn't be able to afford this operation, even with the GOP's like health care plan. It would still cost like a normal citizen who isn't a millionaire or a billionaire so much money. They would have to pay up so much money before the insurance companies kicked in anything, and if they did like put something down, they would have a cap on how much they would spend. And so to me, he looked at his own like medical condition and he said that to himself, the GOP's plan, it's not the way. It's not going to help Americans. It's only going to raise premiums. And I believe that's the true reason why he defected. You also have to take into consideration the town hall meetings we've been seeing on the news, the protest, people saying that they want to keep the Affordable Care Act, or at least they don't want the GOP's plan because it's worse. So senators listened to their voters instead of like what Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks says, the donors. And you know what? That makes perfect sense. I mean, the big banks and the oil companies can lobby, they can give campaign donations to these politicians to kind of force them to do what they want, but in the end, their vote only counts as one vote versus the majority of the country. And these Wall Street bankers and these other rich people like the Koch brothers, they threaten these politicians saying, if you don't repeal Obamacare, if you don't get rid of these tax mandates, you're not going to win your next election. We're going to help your opponent. Well, if they pass your plan, they're for certain going to lose their Senate seat because they have their voters in their district who they're supposed to represent. They're telling them that we don't want this repeal, that it's not better, it's worse. And if you do vote for this repeal, whether it fails or not, we're going to vote you out for sure. So you have this small group and then you have this majority group. So who are you going to listen to? And so what I looked at was that was the predicament that some of these senators were in, especially the moderate conservative senators. So they have decided to move on from the repeal of healthcare reform. Now they're going to try to make up for it with their tax reform. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and have a great day.